This is making the wheels, isn't it?
Yes, we start with a 4x2. It's planed up to thickness, it's edged, and then we cut them to square, drill a hole. That's to help hold it in the copy lathe. Yep. We take the corners off because if it's spinning around, it's going with the grain, it would chip it right out. Yep. That helps. The first cutter comes across and just takes it to round. The next one follows the shape a little bit, and as we saw, the final one comes down and it will cut the detail.
Cut the groove. Yep.
And blank prepared with a hole and the edge is cut off so it doesn't splinter.
Yep.
Just put it in onto the mandrel.
You're going to put it in on there.
Close it up. All I've got to do is press the button.
Yep.
Cutters go across and bring it down to size. And then this back one, following a pattern, he comes down and just cuts the final shape. And that's a wheel.
That's a wheel there.
Finished.
And that's your threads that are cut in it, aren't they? That's what that last one.
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant.
We've just got to drill a hole in the centre and sand it up and paint it, and the job's done. What we end up with.
Isn't it? Yep.
And then it's drilled with a centre hole. We hold it from the outside so we get it exactly concentric, and it's sanded up, undercoated, and then 2 top coats of charcoal paint for the wheel colour.
Yep.
So that's the whole process.
And then over here we've got the ones that have been finished there, haven't we? There's a whole box full of those.
Just waiting to be drilled.
And what else have we got there, Brian?
That's the final product after they've been painted. We have to wait for them to dry a bit for the paint to harden up. It takes 28 days for most paints to harden, and it'll be fitted to a bike. Yes.
And that's the framework of the bike you've got there?
The bike's been made from a block. It's been cut. All the pieces cut out and cut off, and the slot cut. The bandsaw then cuts the shape through there and here.
Yeah.
And it's still pretty rough.
Right. Yeah.
So from here I sand it. We've got it rather roughly sanded to there, and then we move over to the next pneumatic sander. It's pneumatics here inside the sanding disc. Sanding drum, rather. And the final one's on the flapper, if you can fit us in.
Oh, look at that.
And
I'll bet that feels really beautifully smooth.
Taking the sharp edges off, and it's ready to be assembled. So from here we start to put in mud guards, and the decks are nailed on front and back, and that's sort of essentially the finished product before we start painting it.
Yep.
To put the mud guards in, we have to put we need to put a base on first, I guess. So this is...
So that's your bottom piece there, yep.
Carefully measured.
What's that machine tool that you're just using, Brian?
It's a pneumatic nailer. It saves you having to bang in a nail all the time.
So it's hammering it. It's off air, doesn't it?
Air driven. And that's 5 nails in that short time.
Wow.
There's one coming out the side I'll have to deal to. But from here we put the mud guards are put in, only tiny little bit of glue I've discovered, otherwise it makes a mess.
Yeah.
And they fit nice and tightly if I've got the slots cut the right size. Short one and a long one at the front.
Yep.
It's fitted in there.
So you're using a real hammer there, aren't you?
$10 to know how hard to hit it. And when that's done, we just do the other side. You should clean up bit of glue
Yep,
here and there.
that's how it's like. And then you paint
Pieces
it,
of-
don't you? You knock
It's
that
spray
down.
painted,
Spray paint it, yep.
and it's under.
You need good weather for that, don't you?
Well, I do it outside, yes. So
Yeah.
you need a nice warm day. But
Over here, this is how they end up, isn't it?
package ready to go to sales.
Yep.